Hello and welcome back to another Blender tutorial. Today we're going to make a low poly pine tree. To start out, let's delete everything in the scene by right clicking to select, pressing X to delete. And then we will add a circle by pressing Shift A and selecting circle. And then over here on the left, we're going to want to change the amount of vertices to 16. You can scroll in to get a little bit closer and press Tab in the viewport to change into edit mode. You can press 3 on the numpad to go to side view, and press G and then Z to grab on the Z axis. But first, let's do checker deselect. To do that, you press space and then type in what you'd like. And then we'll do G and Z to bring it down just a little bit. Press S to scale. You really only need to press it once. And then press A once to deselect everything, and then press it one more time to select everything again. Press E to extrude, and Z for the Z axis. Then from here, you want to press Alt M to merge, and then at center. And then we have the beginnings of our pine tree. But if you see this, it's kind of darker in areas when it really should be this lighter white. To fix this, because this is a normal mapping issue, press A once to deselect everything, and press A again to select everything, and press Control N to remap the normals. From here, you can press Tab to go into object mode and click on Smooth to have some nice smooth shading. From here, we'll want to do Shift A and then add a empty. Right click back on our leaves. You may need to open this window on the side just a little bit to view the modifiers tab, which is a blue wrench. Click on that and click add modifier, and then underneath generate, click array. You want to change it from relative offset to object offset, and for the object, choose empty. We'll change the count to 7. From here, you want to go and select your empty. You can do that by finding it in the viewport and right-clicking on it, or you can go up to the view up here and left-clicking on it. And you can press 1 in the viewport to look at it from the front, and press G and then Z again to grab it on the Z axis. Take it up a little ways, and then after you're happy, press left click to confirm your selection, and S to scale. And now we have the beginnings of our tree. Now you can press R for rotate, and then Z to rotate along the Z axis, and I'm just going to do 15 degrees. So what this does is give the tree just a little bit of variance. And it's kind of thin right now, so we'll right click on it again, go to our modifiers tab, and add a solidify modifier. I like to set it to 0.07, so it's thick enough that you can tell the difference between the top and the bottom. And if you're not catching everything I'm doing, it should show up here in the bottom left of the screen. And now we're happy with that. We'll click apply on both modifiers, press G and then Z to bring this up while it's still in object mode. Right click on our empty and press X to delete it because we don't need it anymore. Now we will add another mesh circle, or pressing Shift A and going up to mesh and then circle. Make sure it's still set to 16 vertices, and press tab and scale it down just a little bit. From here, you want to extrude along the Z axis, so press E and then Z, and bring your trunk upwards. And then we can click Alt M to merge it at the center so it's not visible from the outside. And the normals are kind of inverted here as well, so we'll want to do A once and then one more time, and then Control N to make the normals consistent. From here, you want to press A one more time to deselect everything. Press Z to enter wireframe mode. Press B for box select, and select the very bottom vertices. Purpose of that is so that we can make sure we select them all. From here, you can press E to extrude and then Z for the Z-axis and bring it down just a little ways. From here, you can press space, type in checker to deselect again, and hit enter. And then scale it out. This is what will begin your roots with for your pine tree. And then you want to go into wireframe again, and you can use box select to make sure you have every very bottom vertex. And from the front view, you can extrude it again along the Z-axis. So you do that by pressing G and Z. And then we'll add a loop cut here at the center by doing Control R, clicking, and then right clicking. So left and then right click. And then you can scale it out just a little bit to make it a little bit bigger. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use wireframe mode from the front view to kind of make sure I have all of these inner vertices selected. It may be easier for you to just do it in solid mode. Once you have all these selected, you can scale them out just a little bit to make it a little bit thicker right here. And then we can set this to smooth shading as well. And now you have your roots. And I'm just going to scale this down a little bit using Alt right click on this loop and scaling it down with S. Now we have our pine tree. We can merge these two objects into one by right-clicking on the first one and then shift right-click on the second one to select both of them, and then Control J to join the objects into one mesh. From here, you can press Tab to go into edit mode. Your tree, the top of your tree may be selected. If not, it'll look like this. But first, we're going to do the base of the material for the base of the tree, or the tree trunk. So on the right hand side, you can go over to the materials tab, which is kind of like an awkward circle. You can click there and click the plus, and then click new. Right here, you may want to name this something like pine.trunk, so you know where the material is at. And then in here, right click to select one vertex and press L to select all the vertices that that object is connected to. And then we will assign those to the pine.trunk material. And now we need to add one for our leaves. And to do that, we'll just go over here and click the plus to add a new material slot. Add a new material. We'll name this one pine.leaves. Hit enter to confirm. And then over here, instead of selecting them all individually, because each one of these are now their own object, we'll just do Control I to invert our selection. And then we will assign those to the leaves. And now you're just about ready to export to an FBX so you can use it in Unity. All that's left is to make sure that nothing else is in the scene. And then we may want to check our scaling just in case something happened, just to make sure it'll all be 1-to-1. Scaling's 1-to-1. And then you go to File, Export, FBX. Choose where you'd like to save it to. Name it whatever you'd like, pine.fbx, and then click Export. And then you're done. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next tutorial.